Good morning. I'd like to call this December 23rd, 2024 special meeting to order. Madam Treasurer, may I have a roll call?
Okay. President Smith,
Here.
Ms. Wick,
Present.
Dr. Goodwin,
Goodwin currently is not here.
Dr. Bailey,
Here.
Mr. Lacy,
Here.
Mr. Walker,
Here.
Ms. Reinhardt.
Mr. Reiner also is presently not here.
5 present.
Stand for the pledge of allegiance. Let the record show that Dr. Goodwin is now present, Madam Treasurer.
Okay.
First, we'll begin with hearing of the public. First, I'll ask if there are any bargaining units present that would wish to speak. If so, you can do so at this time.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Protocol established. I'm Marie Winfrey, President of Local 627, Transportation School Bus Drivers. We're speaking on behalf of SRO, Mr. Anthony Jackson Sr. We know that there's situations go on, but we need our SROs. We need our SROs diligently in the school and on the bus, because as you stated before, that the SROs, the bus is an extension of the school building. When we need them to support us and come through times when we have issues going on our bus with these teenagers, our students, and parents, we need our SROs. So I'm saying here to say that whatever the decision is to be made, that we need to keep the senior SROs for 24 years of service with the district. Please keep him and his status and the things that does correctly. We need his support because he's been supporting us all this time, all of our SROs. And I please want you to consider that his diligent service to the district. Thank you. This is Marie R. Winfrey, Local 627 Transportation Drivers.
Thank you, Ms. Winfrey. Do we have any other bargaining units that would wish to speak?
And
Good morning, Board.
Good morning.
My name is Lucas Smith. I'm the Local 101 AFSCME President. I represent over 2,000 members here in the area, and a lot of those are in the school systems, and a lot of those are in Montgomery County. I met Mr. Anthony about 3 years ago, and he has been a diligent chapter chair for this local. He has worked very hard to protect the jobs and the work that we do. So it's my honor to be here today to represent him. I've watched the video, I've seen the evidence. My issue is, I've spoke to teachers, I've spoke to bus drivers. The schools have issues, we're aware. Teachers are unsafe on a regular basis. They're being pushed, punched. The only thing standing between them and, let's be honest, real disaster are the SROs. Gentlemen like Anthony, who's been here 24 years, it's not an easy job. I wouldn't do it. Most of you probably wouldn't do it. Getting in between kids, fighting every single day, what could happen? It's unbelievable. What we do today will speak volumes to what we care about, the safety and security of these schools, and whether or not we're going to keep an experienced man like Anthony on the job to do his job, or if we're going to punish him for doing a very hard job, most of the time a thankless job. What message is this board going to send today? 2,000 of my members want to know. So, thank you for your time today, and thanks for having me.
Thank you, sir. I'm looking around. Do we have any other bargaining units present that would wish to speak? All right. Seeing none, I'll move to hearing of the public. As I said before, you must complete the request form prior to the hearing of the public and submit it to our PIO We have a couple of them here, or the treasurer. When called upon, identify yourself, state your name and address, then your reason for addressing the board. If you have anything to give to the board, please hand it to the treasurer and she will distribute it. And please address the board as a whole through the president and not individual board members. And limit your remarks to 3 minutes, please. Madam Treasurer, who do we have listed to speak?
Lucas Smith.
Oh, Lucas Smith already spoke.
Okay.
He gives back his 3 minutes.
John Wortham.
You need a timer, President Smith. Do we need a timer?
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Good morning, everyone. It's good to be here today to speak in support of my fellow co-worker, Anthony Jackson Sr. My name is John Wortham. I live at 324 Westwood Avenue. And was there anything else I was supposed to say? No? Okay. Specifically, I would like to speak today in reference to the security officer's license, which in 2017, 2018 was removed. The SRO that you see behind me and that are lining up today, many of them were special police officers licensed by the state. You had to be on a pilot training, which allowed you to be able to serve Dave Hunter students with a special police badge. In 2017, 2018, and Mr. Wright removed our badge. Okay, removed our handcuffs, our abilities to detain, our ability to do that, protect our schools, as well as the right escaping of our buildings. And I think that from safety and security standpoint, we've never received a new set of rules of engagement. And I'm sure you guys understand what I mean by rules of engagement. If I no longer have the ability to handcuff, to detain, and it is arbitrarily changed, and mind you, I would plead with you all to please go back to the other 4 minutes. Was the change of title voted upon by the board? That has to happen in an open forum, and it has to be agreed upon. Unions have to support that. It cannot be arbitrarily changed without a vote. That never happened. And then in the preceding years after that, the Safety and Security Department director never gave any one of them, myself included, a new set of rules of engagement. If those rules of engagements had been presented, we wouldn't be sitting here right now talking about this guy. Because with a license, I can handcuff, I can break up fights, I can detain, I can use reasonable force. These are all part of words that are part of the training that we get with OPOP. If I could just, any new SRO, raise your hand please. Any new SRO. The hands that you see behind me have no OPOP training. They are in harm's way. Our district is in harm's way with liability. Anytime a child is grabbed, hurt, or whatever, our district is in liability. And we have spent years protecting not only the district, but the students and teachers for which we serve. I mean, we are needed in basketball games. And yet, well, I'm tired? Is it time? I'm sorry. Okay. You can get it some more time if you like.
My name is on the second again.
If we'll wait till you get called. Let me see who's next. Madam Treasurer, who will be next?
Anthony Jackson Sr.
Now I will. Not yet. You have to wait to be called up. Now, before you go, I was wanting to ask, did you want us to speak to the board now, or would you want to speak in executive session? Okay, that's fine. All right. Who we got next, Madam Treasurer?
Melva King.
Who?
Melva King.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Melba King.
Good morning.
My date is 3979 Fox Road Drive. I'm a parent. I have 4 students at Meadowdale High School. I've known Mr. Jackson since my 24-year-old, were in high school. And from a parent standpoint, he's an awesome male. He's a role model, he's a father figure, and I've never seen him do anything wrong to anyone. And for him to have to deal with this situation and his job is on the line, I feel like it's unfair. Because you have these students that come, the only thing they want to do is fight. I have 2 special needs students that have trouble at school, and he's always been there for them. And I feel like, it's just sad because it seems like all the good ones get disciplined when the ones that do wrong and know they're doing wrong, they get to keep their jobs and they get to do whatever they want to without discipline. And I've never, had any issues with him. He's always looked out for my kids. As long as with any other, a lot of different kids at the school. So I feel like, this is kind of a bad thing for him. And he shouldn't have to really go through this. Because you should look at the student record as well. And they should be disciplined more than, just as well as anyone else. So it just as a parent, I feel like, he's a father figure to a lot of students at that school and beyond. So hopefully just everything, goes well. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate you. Madam Treasurer.
Anthony Jackson Jr.
Huh?
Good morning.
Morning.
Anthony Jackson Jr., 5821 Woodstone Drive, Dayton, Ohio, 45426. I'm here, I'm speaking on behalf of my dad. Not only is he my dad, but he's my coworker. He spent 24 years in his district. He has helped thousands and thousands and thousands of kids. When Meadowdale didn't have a coach for 3 months, he drove all the way from Cincinnati at 4 in the morning just so them boys can go work out and shoot hoops. He taught kids how to cook. He taught thousands of boys how to tie ties, how to wear suits properly. And this is the thanks he gets. This is absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. My dad is not a bad man. And as well as everybody knows, what it looks like on camera, it's always going to look worse. But what we do know is that we had an incident that made national news, and that person got a job promotion. So let that sink in. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, sir. Madam Treasurer.
That concludes the speakers of today.
Hey, well,
Oh, she wanted you to
is
sign
she
up.
on? Did she sign up?
Did you sign
We're
up?
just trying to
Did you
form.
put-
Can you sign?
That's the board. The board okay?
No, it's not.
No objection? Yes, ma'am.
My name is Jennifer Carter. My address is 4721 Rushwood Circle, Inglewood, Ohio. I'm here asking this board to please save my coworker because under Benjamin Kirby, who I was hoping he would call me in, he hired us to be licensed police officers with the city of Dayton. It came from the state, okay? I can tell you, when you have handcuffs, the scene plays out a lot different. I had a young lady that tried to strike me in my face 3 times. I had to duck the first 2. The third one, I had to strike her back to take her to her feet. She then tried to kick me in my face. Now, this girl is probably a 260-pound girl, just came home from a detention center. Because of my police training, I was able to flip that student, hurry up, grab my cuffs, and it looked a lot better. So when y'all illegally took our cuffing and power to detain these kids, this is why we're here today. I worked with Officer Robert Essex. This boy had a gun. We're uncuffed. Essex didn't even think about it. He ran up, restrained that kid, took him to the ground, and was able to cuff him. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. You can't penalize him when we can no longer touch these kids. How does it look when a kid come to you for safety, the teachers come for you for safety, and you get there and you can't touch them? That's like calling 911. I'm in distress, having a heart attack, and they looking at me, because that's what y'all want to send out. We were licensed police officer with the city of Dayton. When y'all changed this, nobody gave us any reason why we can no longer have cuffs. And by the way, I paid for that class 20-some years ago, a single mother, $1,500 paying for daycare, because with my police license, they told me you cannot work for this school district if you're not licensed with the state. That was a hardship for me. But I also was told, because I took that class, I went to the state of Ohio, I passed, that with my police license, I could also get employment in the summertime. But y'all took that from me, so I've had to clean the buildings for $8 an hour, because this board took my police license that I needed and my badge to go to get another job. So I'm just telling y'all got to think about the decisions that y'all made. Y'all took cuffing. We were licensed police officers. I paid for that course. I have never been compensated for anything. So when y'all make this decision, see how it looked when we first came in. He had cuffs. It doesn't look as bad, because you can get control of those students. What are you going to tell parents when you see you on camera and their child is being beat to death and only thing you can say is, I'm sorry, I told them to stop? Y'all have to hold y'all accountable for the decisions that y'all made. I've came to y'all several times. Me and Mr. Jackson told y'all, this man was out to get him. He's out to get me too, okay? So we looked all y'all in your face and told y'all this. He asked to be removed from that situation because it's a violent building. You know, it's on the world news. Dayton Public Schools have all these group homes that's affecting the school system. We are coming in contact with those students. So all I'm gonna say is be mindful of the choices that y'all, the unfair choices that y'all made, that y'all put on our backs. And still with no cuffs or nothing, we still trying to keep these buildings safe. That's all I have to say at this time.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate you. If that concludes, speaking of the public, hearing of the public, pursuant.
Yes.
Okay. Pursuant to section 121.22G2 of the Ohio Revised Code, I move this board go into executive session. This meeting is being held to consider the appointment, employment of a public employee, as well as confer with an attorney. Do I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and properly second. Do we have any questions? Seeing no questions, Madam Treasurer, may I have a vote?
President Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Wick,
Yes.
Dr. Goodwin,
Yes.
Dr. Bailey,
Yes.
Mr. Lacy,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Reinhardt.
Yes, and let it be known for the record that I'm here.
Yeah. 7 yeses.
Okay. Let the record show that the Board of Education of the Dayton City School District has just completed an executive session during which it considered the appointment and employment of a public employee, as well as conferred with our attorney. Do I have a second to return to our special meeting?
Second.
I have a second. Do I have any questions? Seeing none, Madam Treasurer, may we have a vote?
President Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Wick,
Yes.
Dr. Goodwin,
Yes.
Dr. Bailey,
Yes.
Mr. Lacy,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Reinhardt.
Yes.
7 yeses.
Thank you. Ms. Minor, we have a superintendent personnel agenda.
Yes, we'd like to make a recommendation for the personnel agenda at this time.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and properly second. Do we have any questions on the motion? Ms. Wick, did you have any?
Questions? My first inclination was to apologize that, this has happened. And then my second response is to be grateful, because it's in these moments that we continue to learn. So thank you all for coming out today, and thank you for allowing me this learning opportunity. It's imperative that our team be equipped to do the work that they need to do. And I know that you all do
extreme work, valuable work, and that it is a whole world out there. I see it, and I see you all every day. So I appreciate your service. I appreciate your time. And while I apologize for creating a chasm like this, I'm also grateful because it's been a learning moment, and I want to do what I can to make sure that you are all equipped to do the work that you need to do every day. So thank you for allowing me the grace. I appreciate you.
Do we have any other questions or comments on the motion? All right.
Everybody want me to say it.
All right. Seeing none, I just want to say thank you all for coming out on this unexpected day where I would much rather be Christmas shopping with the few pennies I have. So just as we leave out of here, take care of each other, and we just all want to be better, do better. Seeing no other questions, comments, Madam Treasurer, may I have a vote?
President Smith,
No.
Ms. Wick,
No.
Dr. Goodwin,
No.
Dr. Bailey,
Abstain.
Mr. Lacy,
No.
Mr. Walker,
No.
Ms. Reinhardt.
Yes.
Mhm.
Five no, one abstain, one yes.
Okay, so the motion does not carry. Next, I will entertain a
Motion
motion
to
for
adjourn.
adjournment.
So moved.
It's been moved and second. We have no
Who
questions.
seconded it?
I think that was, okay. Seeing no questions, hopefully this is the last time we see you guys before the new year. Be safe out here. Madam Treasurer, may I have a vote?
President Smith,
Yes.
Ms. Wick,
Yes.
Dr. Goodwin,
Yes.
Dr. Bailey,
Yes.
Mr. Lacy,
Yes.
Mr. Walker,
Yes.
Ms. Reinhardt.
Yes.
7 yeses.
Everyone.